Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern, Ned Reynolds, in the studio Thursday morning. Happy Halloween. Ned's dressed up like a vampire, and now we're going to talk about the World Series. Did anyone try and steal the ball out of a glove of a player in Game 5?
That part of it didn't happen, but that's about
thing.
the only thing that didn't happen. My goodness sake. You talk about a game, you talk about winning ugly. This was it. Now, the World Series is all over. Baseball season's ended. Dodgers win 7-6 over the Yankees. But it's how they won that's the level of the story. Hardly what you would call an artistic success. The teams, Mike, combined for 16 walks. 9 by the Dodgers pitchers, 7 by the Yankees pitchers. The game ran 3 hours and 40 minutes, and this is an era when you're supposed to be playing quick baseball. Well, 16 walks doesn't contribute to that one little bit. It was a long game, but the Yankees are ahead 5-0 in the third inning. 5-0. Then in the fifth inning, they either lost their concentration or it was in the stars or whatever, but there are a couple of errors. Now, errors happen. They're human beings. Judge dropped a ball in center field, and the third baseman, Jazz Chisholm, overthrew one at first base. Actually, it went through the first baseman's legs. But the one that you can't forgive, bases loaded, fifth inning, and Garrett Cole, the Yankees pitcher, is almost out of the inning. He struck out 2 guys. Bases remain loaded. 5-0 you lead. Bouncing ball to first base. First baseman's Anthony Rizzo, former Chicago Cub, good player and all that. It's deep first. Mookie Betts is the guy who hit it. Mookie Betts is very fast, one of the fastest players in baseball. He's streaking down that lane. Here comes Rizzo, and about halfway through his running to first, I guess he decides he's not going to beat the man, so he signals the pitcher, Garrett Cole, who should be over there, and has stopped between first and pitcher's mound. What on earth? Runner safe, 1 run scores. That opened up the gates. Another walk, and here comes Freddie Freeman with a base hit out into center field. 2 more runs come in. Another walk. Here comes Teoscar Hernandez. He hits one to the wall in left field, and just in a snap of the fingers, the game is tie. Now, the Yankees did come back and get a 6-5 lead, but the Dodgers in the 8th inning put more runners on because of walks. Had a couple of sacrifice flies, 7-6 the score, and 7-6 is the final, and the Dodgers are the world champions of baseball.
Crazy way to end it all. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Just not a really pleasing game to watch.
The series in general wasn't like that great to me, to be completely honest with you. But, hey, it's over, and now there's always next year. When does the free agency begin?
At about our time, about 5 after 11 last night.
You think we already got guys making calls and packing their stuff up?
They couldn't make the calls. That's against the rules, and I guess that's monitored somewhere along the line. I don't know how you do it, but I imagine it would be.
Honor system?
Yeah, maybe.
Probably.
But the guys who are going to be free agents already know who they are. Do they know the team is going to let them go? Well, they've got a pretty good idea. Now, the teams can make qualifying offers to those individuals who are in that particular category. Not all of them are. Paul Goldschmidt for the Cardinals is not. He'll be a free agent. But the dealing for them, negotiations starts, well, whenever. Starting today.
It's probably happening right now, as far as we know.
Could be.
So Missouri State Bears have had 2 exhibition games, 1 closed, 1 open. That means we're getting very close to the season beginning.
It is Monday. Monday, November 4th, is when the NCAA allows teams to play, and 19 of the top 25 in America will be playing. The Bears will go to Indianapolis to the famed historic Hinkle Fieldhouse on the campus of Butler University in Indianapolis. Butler is a Big East Conference team, and they're very, very, very good. They've been to the Final Four. The Hinkle Fieldhouse, Mike, is where the film Hoosiers was shot. It's one of the great arenas and gyms, I should say, in Indiana, and it's where they always had, they don't now, but they always had the Indiana High School Championships. But anyway, that's where the Bears will play. Mizzou will go to Memphis to the FedEx Arena. They'll play the Memphis Tigers. That'll be a tough assignment. Arkansas opens up on Wednesday the 6th, hosting, I should say, Lipscomb University from Nashville. These are all the big games to start the season, and it is underway.
It's Halloween, and guess what? We got a Thursday night football game tonight. It's going to be again in New York. It seems to me that the Jets have had plenty of prime time this year.
Thank you, Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, but is it justified?
Oh, yeah. They were on last week and had a.
Well, was it justified that they put them as their record is what, 2-5, 2-6?
6, I think they are.
Yeah. So we're going to keep watching these guys on Monday and Thursday next season.
If they're in any more primetime games, they'll be flexed out of it.
Definitely.
Now I don't think you can. I take that back because I don't think you can flex Thursday night games. It's the Sunday nights that you can flex and the Monday nights. Those you can change. Anyway, there is one tonight, and it is at MetLife Stadium in New York. No baseball. That's already over. It's the Jets and the Houston Texans. Now, this is not exactly an audience rating grabber, but nonetheless, Aaron Rodgers and the Jets favored by 1.5, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that the Texans have suffered some really big injuries during the year. So have the Jets, for that matter, but that's pro football. That does happen. And you have Stephon Diggs not playing, so that takes away very much from the Houston offense. Anyway, that game is tonight, MetLife Stadium. Before they'll probably have a full house.
I don't know, man. After their baseball team, who knows? I mean, maybe that might be a reason to stay indoors, watch your football team get the crap kicked out of them. But again, like you said, Houston's hurt. They look good, but they were losing some big guys. They've got Nico out. They have Diggs out. So we'll see what happens if CJ can pull it with what he's got behind the other dudes. Speaking of the flex, doesn't start till week 12, which is the Panthers. As I look at the Chiefs season, there's really not a game that – the only thing I could see them doing, because there's at this point in the season, a lot of them are actually noon games, thank God. But those could actually be flexed up, and that one I do see would be the Texans. They're not going to flex the Steelers game on the 25th.
I believe that's when that is. Oh, the Steelers game's in the book.
Yeah, they're not going to flex on Christmas Day. But the 21st, the Texans game at home, that could be flexed later on. What do you think?
Could be, but it's Patrick Mahomes, and the audience loves to watch Patrick Mahomes. Not just here, nationwide, and the TV networks.
No, I'm not saying flexing it down. I'm saying the Chiefs game will be flexed up for a game that would be lesser.
Well,
in that situation.
It is possible. I don't know what game they have scheduled for then, and they may not even have one. It may be one of these where you choose at the last second. Chiefs do play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Monday night. It's a Monday night game, and the Chiefs are a 9.5-point favorite. I think that is a little bit too much. When you get Baker Mayfield and give him some time to throw, he can slice you apart. That doesn't mean the Bucs will win. They won't. But 9.5 points is a lot to give up. Nonetheless, Kansas City a big favorite.
Crossed, another late night for me and another primetime game. Speaking of which, finally, districts begin this weekend, correct?
They begin tomorrow night, as a matter of fact, and all the teams kick off except for a few. Not everybody plays in the districts. Almost everyone does. But the teams who have an uneven number of clubs in their district, the top seed, and all the teams are seeded, the top seed gets a bye. Case in point is Nixa. Nixa will not play tomorrow night. They'll await the winner of the Ozark-Waynesville game. That'll be next week. Another top seed that's not playing is Branson. Branson gets the night off. They'll await the winner of the Glendale-Willard game out in Willard. And there are several other instances in which this is the case. But it is district football. This is when the cauldron is boiling because this is the march to the state championships. One loss, sayonara.
Look at this guy using a Halloween reference on Halloween. The cauldron is boiling. The last question I want to ask you, what's your favorite Halloween candy?
Oh, I think probably the candy corn.
You a candy corn guy, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
If I eat, I don't eat
I know
very much candy.
you're not a sweets guy. I think everyone knows that. Ned doesn't indulge in too many things except for really two separate
item,
vices.
one pastry that I did as a kid, I just couldn't get enough of, and they're chocolate eclairs. The
little mini ones, the small guys?
No, the big ones. The big ones, which are filled with all sorts of evil cream and things like that. Oh, Lord,
I had no
good.
idea Ned was a Long John guy, or he used to be in another life. You have a good day and have a safe and happy Halloween.